Hello, welcome to my review of Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Today we'll be taking a brief look to see if it's something that you would be interested in. We will be looking at a few criteria: graphics and art style, audio music, game performance, the gameplay, story and narration, multiplayer, the community and the developer's involvement, replayability, and my conclusion. To start, here are the graphics settings and my computer specs. The specs will also be in the description below. As of August 2024, the game is $49.99 on Steam and Xbox, but is included in Game Pass for now. The graphics and art style are very basic and definitely not the game's strong point. The tabletop version of the game looks fine, but the graphics start to show when you are talking to other lords and ladies. The characters' faces can be a little unnerving and also very laughable. The instances you enter are not very immersive, they are passable at best, but your troops in formation look fine until you get close and personal, but this isn't where the game wants you to focus your attention. The music is what you'd expect, a Renaissance type music, which is quite nice and automatically turns off during correct moments like battle. The battle noise is good, the sounds of swords clashing, arrows hitting shields or whizzing by. The thunderous sound of a fully mounted army is intense. The game performance is fine. I didn't have any issues during my playthrough with the performance. I didn't experience any game-breaking bugs or anything either. That's with an army of 160 plus, and all of my army has bows and arrows on horseback. There's a lot of things happening. The game still ran smooth. It is a neat RPG sandbox that is played as a tabletop game where on the tabletop you control an army. But once you're in an instance, you lead an army but control one character. The battles are similar to Total War games except you're in first person and you're shoulder to shoulder with your men. When you first start off, you are alone with no people and have to start recruiting and finding ways to make your money. Once you get enough reputation, you can start working for lords and ladies to earn more reputation while you're trying to decide on how you want to continue. Do you want to be on your own or join a faction? And if you join a faction, who do you want to join? So many options, it'll be something you spend plenty of time thinking about. If you really want to go into the RPG aspect, at the beginning when you choose a faction for your main character, you can use that to pick who you align with later on. Eventually, you will be far enough to be able to siege and conquer cities and castles. When you conquer cities and castles, you can invest money to upgrade them and select who is going to be the mayor and manage that fief. But besides that, there isn't any building you can do. There is a dynamic economy where prices fluctuate based on supply and demand. You can talk to locals and get trade rumors of places that are looking to buy and sell goods, or you could starve out a city during a siege and come prepared with plenty of food that you can sell back once you take over. You can also purchase vendors and trade stalls in cities, and you can set up traveling merchants as well. The merchants are a pain though and can get captured by bandits and other parties when you're at war, but they can bring in some really good money. You are really able to get creative. I've done things like build my life as a blacksmith and trader, and also started my own Dothraki-inspired clan to take over Calradia. But I always end up hitting a point in my playthrough where I feel too strong with my massive army, and am able to single-handedly take on other armies. Or I've had too much gold and I can just buy the land I want and it gets kind of boring. The premise of the game is kind of neat. You're separated from your family, and you are trying to find your brothers and sister. You get them back, and in the process you find an ancient banner. From there you want to construct the banner. But it's very quick, and after getting your family it seems kind of pointless, unless you're a perfectionist. The in-game dialogue options are really generic, and typically everyone has the same options. The quests are random, but there seems to be a smaller pool of quests so you see the same ones regularly. The multiplayer community and developer activity. I haven't tested any mods because I want to tell you about the vanilla experience. There are so many mods though, and they seem to be fantastic additions to the game. From minor tweaks to total conversions, many have glowing reviews. I recommend looking through the subreddit for ideas. The multiplayer aspect is a 6 versus 6 battle. It wasn't something that I tested, however, from what I read, the vanilla version of the game was lackluster. The modded custom servers were fun. For me, I just wanted to play the single player in sandbox mode. The developers have stated that they are releasing one more big patch for the game, patch 1.3, but there's no news of if or when it'll be out, even though they hint that it should bring big changes and new battle maps. There is a ton of replayability here. Everything is random, and even though the game starts out the same, chaos always develops differently. Each new character you enter Calradia with will have a different impact on the game. Even when you mess up and reload a previous save, things may not end the same way. After you progress through the game once or twice, you can also look to mods which can add immense replay value. For my conclusion, here I'm a bit conflicted because I still want to really enjoy this game like I did, but after 173 hours it's something that I burn out on rather quickly. Part of that is my fault because I don't get very creative and come up with a story or a game plan, nor have I downloaded any mods. I just play on vanilla and I end up reverting to the same playstyle every time, which becomes boring quickly. So I will say this, if you're someone that enjoys being creative and into role playing, I think this will be a great game for you. But if that isn't what you enjoyed, then I would say this probably isn't for you, or maybe you should wait for a sale if you're on the fence. I really hope this helps you to make a decision about Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Thank you for sticking around. Please let me know what games you would like to see in the comments below. Also, thank you for the tips in the comments as well. Have a great day.